What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are diving back into Operation Stardust as we continue our coverage of 0083 Rebellion. Last time, Gato made it to Earth and met with Dreiser and his team of Zeon remnants. They began their operation, and Gato got into the GP02. This episode, we will see the attack on Torrington. The burning team attacks Gato, and we see the return of a famous investigator seen in 8th MS team. So let's get into this. Everyone falls back as the unit begins moving. Kou rushes over to Unit 1 and almost gets crushed by Gato. He wants to get into Unit 1 to stop Gato, but weapons aren't ready yet. Mora tries to communicate with Gato in GP02, but he isn't listening. He tries to step on her, but Keith pushes her out of the way before being crushed. Gato grabs the shield. One thing the show kind of glosses over is that you need the shield in order to operate the nuke. Mora notes that Zeon seem to know this information. She informs Captain Synapse, while Mora is actually doing something. Nina is just standing there crying about her Gundam babies. Dreiser begins his missile barrage from his Jukon-class sub outside of the base. The crew is the first to notice, but it is too late. The missiles hit the base and the Pegasus-class ship. Captain Synapse tells his crew to begin Minovsky particle dispersion. Unit 2 uses its beam saber to open up the hatch and escape. Keith sees a hover truck go into action and realizes he is experiencing battle for the first time. Supplies are finally loaded on GP01 and Kou could move out. He only has Vulcans and a beam saber to work with though. Nina doesn't want him to launch because he doesn't have any combat experience, but he heads out anyways. Keith meets up with Burning and his squad. Burning pairs up with Keith, while Karks and Alan group up. Right as they head out, a Sternfaust explosion goes off by them. It is Gailey in the Dom Troppen. He is insulted that EFF is using Zaku's. Gailey attacks and kills Karks. Gato tells the Dom to fall back. As Gailey takes off, Kou and GP01 punches him in the face. Gato notices GP01 and the two Gundams face off. The Albion tries to get in contact with General Marnery at Torrington HQ. Captain Synapse tells Kou to get back to the ship and let other forces handle retrieval, but he is already engaging with Unit 2. Gato contacts Kou and senses that he's never experienced real combat before. Kou is struggling as this unit is heavier than his Zaku. A missile barrage hits the Gundam. Off in the distance is Bob in the Zamel. The Zamel fires again, hitting Command HQ and killing General Marnery. Now that HQ is gone, all communication on the battlefield breaks down along with the chain of command. The Dom goes for a 90mm machine gun, and Kou goes for a beam cannon. The two shoot each other at point-blank range, but the Dom is getting the upper hand. Lieutenant Burning comes in and stabs the Dom while fighting Kou. He helps GP01 on his feet. Burning and the team are going after the Gundam and Kou will join them. Burning also tells him to not get swallowed up on the battlefield. As they head out, Nina comes over. Last episode, they had a conversation about the Choban armor. Nina admits that it does drastically decrease mobility and allows Kou to purge the Choban armor, revealing Gundam Zephyranthi's true form. The Albion picks up a Zeon ship entering Earth's atmosphere close by. Synapse realizes this was a carefully thought out plan to steal the Gundam. Entering Earth's atmosphere is the Komsai 2. The Komsai 2 replaces the original Komsai on the Musai class late production type. Unlike the original, which is literally a floating block, this one is more aerodynamic in design. It also has more cargo access and storage for one giant mobile suit instead of two tiny mobile suits. Its main weapon is its two rotary gun turrets. Gato meets up with the Zamel, and they go to meet up with the ship. Burning's test team all head into action looking for Unit 2. Synapse wants to get support to help them out, but EFF has already sent out special forces. Close by, the 404th Airborne Unit launches in their gun parries. Kou wonders where Karks is. Keith breaks the news that he was killed in action. The Burning team is going to link up with the Kalent team. Gato meets with the Komsai and quickly stows the Gundam. The Kalent team makes it to the Zeon Remnants location first, but they are spotted. They go into action. Meanwhile, the 404th makes its way to their location. Dropping down from the gun parries are GM Nightseekers. Go check out our Johnny Raiden coverage for more on this unit. A Zaku 1 sniper tries to shoot them out of the ground. From the gun parry is a GM Sniper Custom. It begins shooting at the ship. Gato says screw this and busts out of the hangar. He does so right in time as the Komsai gets destroyed moments later. The Burning team makes it to the battlefield. Kou jumps into action without his team. Keith realizes they are fighting Gato, the man in their textbooks, the nightmare of Solomon. The Nightseekers attack GP02. A fog rolls in, and the GM sniper can't get any visibility. Gato takes care of all of the Nightseekers and then sneaks away in the heavy fog to meet up with the rest of his team. Their plan now is to meet up with Dreiser and the U-boat. Meanwhile, Moira and Nina go to find the action in a hover truck. Moira mentions Anival Gato, the nightmare of Solomon. Nina goes, "Did you say Gato?" She says, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing." Except that it is everything. The gun parries make it back to the aircraft carriers, where the commander learns that all their Nightseekers were destroyed. At that moment, the aircraft carrier is critically damaged from torpedoes. It is Dreiser and his Jukon. They go to meet up with Gato. The burning team finds the remains of the Nightseekers. The Kalent team is also completely destroyed. Keith and Alan split up while Kou and Burning go to look for a nearby ship. In a shoal zone, Delaz is meeting with Chima for the first time since the power vacuum post-one-year war. He is trying to get Chima and her fleet to help out during their operation. She feels as though she has become ostracized and is bitter because of it. And because of this, she wants some form of compensation. Delaz says that he will give them one of their new Anaheim Electronics mobile suits soon. She accepts his offer to join their cause. After her calls, one of her underlings, Coxell. Coxell. These names, man. He wonders if the intel was leaked or exposed to the Feddies. Chima doesn't care as they are put in a position where they could use both the Federation and the Delaz Fleet to their advantage. Keith and Alan run into a Dom Troppin. It takes down Alan. Kou notices an explosion in the distance. The Dom slices off Keith's Zaku head. Burning tells Kou to focus on what's ahead of them, which happens to be the Zamel. They wonder if it is a diversion. It's a really big diversion, though. Gato in the GP02 shows himself. He calls Kou an amateur. The Dom Troppin goes in to kill Keith, but it misses. Keith pulls out his Heat Hawk and drives it into the cockpit of the Dom. The fog is too strong, so Dreiser sends out a shuttle to pick up the remaining Zeon members. Gato goes, "My ideals, bitch," and yells at Kou to see the bigger picture. He says yes sir to Gato and calls him an idiot as he is his enemy. The Zamel will hold off EFF while Gato gets to the shuttle. Kou chases GP02 by springboarding off of the Zamel. Burning wrestles with the Zamel and tanks some Vulcans to the face. He pulls out his beam saber and they both do damage. Kou catches up with Gato and the two pull out their beam sabers and begin fighting. Nina gets out of the hover truck and looks out at the fight. Gato has nothing more to say to Kou as he doesn't know what he is fighting for. Nina contacts Kou and tells him to aim for the coolant pressure tank on the shield. Moira thinks it's dangerous to put that much heat next to a nuclear reactor. He stabs the GP02 shield and the coolant begins clouding the fighting grounds. Gato jumps away from the area and on to the shuttle. He makes his escape. Gato notes that once he shed his armor, his agility increased greatly. He underestimated the mobile suit. Keith and Alan find that Burning destroyed the Zamel, but he is crushed by the weight of the unit. His legs are also wrecked. Nina is happy that Unit 1 is still okay. Kou gets out of the Gundam and looks out towards the ocean. On a Medea, Lieutenant Commander Alice Miller desperately wants to smoke. We never did cover this, but the 8th MS Team movie, Miller's Report, revolved around the retelling of Shiro Amada's adventures through the investigation of EFF intelligence agent Alice Miller. Considering it is a movie that plays like a clip show, do you think Miller's Report is worth covering anytime soon? Let me know. Somewhere in Australia, an EFF officer named Noel meets with a former commander, Matt Healy. He left the military because of the "I let my teammates down and got them killed" cliche. These two originally come from the PlayStation 2 video game, Mobile Suit Gundam, Lost War Chronicles. Vice Admiral Cohen sent her to find him. Kou gives Nina the battle data on Unit 1 and apologizes for failing to bring back Unit 2. Miller gets off of the Medea and complains about it being summer during winter in Australia. Kou is still gloomy about failing the mission, but Keith tells him he's lucky to be alive. Alice Miller approaches Keith and Kou and tells them that she has questions for them later. She says she's doing a Miller's Report too. Keith and Kou don't understand that reference as they were 14 during the one-year war. The two note that she is from the Intelligence Bureau and they might be in more trouble than they thought. An injured Burning meets with Synapsis and Alice Miller. She and the Intelligence Bureau have been keeping an eye on Cohen and the Gundam development project since its inception. She finds it all convenient that Zeon was able to get away with a nuclear weapon. She is insinuating they may be helping out Zeon remnants. or at least that's what one faction believes. She brings up that there is a factional divide within the higher-ups of VFF. Burning wonders if he should be privy to this information. Synapsis hasn't told him, but they have been recently assigned to pursue Unit 2. He would also like Burning to be the Albion's company commander, where he would have full control over his mobile suit team. Alan is being sad over the loss of his best buddy Karks. Kou was ordered to collect Kark's belongings. Alan yells at Kou and demands that he give him the Gundam to use, but he refuses as he needs Unit 1 to help keep a promise to bring back Unit 2. Keith interrupts the two and tells him to meet with the commander. Gato meets up with Dreiser. They plan to head to Africa next. Synapsis talks to Cohen, who is concerned that they may attack Jaburo with a nuke, but Synapsis believes they were trying to get to space and they will continue to not veer from that mission. Alice Miller asks about the conversations Kou had with Gato. He says that he had a strong conviction. Even when he talked to him in person before stealing the Gundam, he sensed that he was a pilot. Alice sees this as jealousy, and it is enough questioning for now. She lets Burning continue with his briefing. He assigns Unit 1 to Kou, but Alan once again protests, claiming he should be the pilot. Burning tells Alan it actually has nothing to do with experience or rank. Based on the battle data collected by Kou during the last battle, he has exceeded all of the standard values that Anaheim Electronics was looking for in a test pilot. The person who was tagging along with Alice Miller is Lieutenant Junior Grade Tanya. She is an audit engineer from the Intelligence Bureau. She tells Nina that all civilians need to disembark, as this is now a combat ship. Nina wants to stay on board, however. Synapsis preps the ship and the Albion takes off and departs from Torrington base. And that will do it for this episode. I love the tiny little retcons of adding Alice Miller and the video game characters into the story. As mentioned, we will see many Igloo references in the future. In the OVA, we didn't really see the core block system used at all, but it does exist with Unit 1. And next episode, we will see the Albion crew function very much like the White Base crew. We will also see Keith and Alan pilot the G-Armor 2. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, sometimes you have to face off against a famous battle tactician that you read about in your history books. Peace.